Hey there, my name's Brashler, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to utilize the main buses on the Behringer Wing. If you're brand new to my channel, I'm all about helping you feel more confident in your production gear no matter where you're starting from. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, the Behringer Wing has 4 main buses available to us, and we can use them in really whatever way we want to. And those appear on the right-hand side of the board. When we press main and matrix, we can see main 1, main 2, main 3, and main 4. I love using these main buses. You can use them for a number of different things. We could set them up to be a band and a vocal bus, and that's what I'm going to be showing you first. Or you could even set it up as a streaming feed to be coming from your channels. Now, let's go ahead and actually show you how to get these things set up. So I have my band bus selected here, and if we want to, we can change the name and icon on this by having that selected and in our home tab. Now, when we're using these main buses, obviously I would want to go and name and title all of the buses that I'm planning on doing. And then these main buses would then need to feed a matrix. And so that matrix is what I'm going to have sending off to my PA. Now, the first thing that I'm going to show you on the main buses is how to set up a band bus and a vocal bus. Have those feed a PA through a matrix and then out to the PA. So the first thing that I'm going to do is show you my main buses. So we can hit select here, and I have my band bus here. And by hitting select and hitting home, we can change the name and the icon on this bus, and we can do the same thing on our vocal bus here. Now, these buses would need to be summed together to then feed the PA. So on my center section here, I have my main matrix pulled up, and I have my matrix 1 as my PA feed. So this is going to be my main left-right PA feed. Now, to route this, I would go ahead and hit routing, go to outputs, select where I want this to go. So for instance, I'm going to have this come out of my local out 1 and 2. And so I can go and select my matrix here, and I can unlock and I can select my main PA left and my main PA right on my matrix. Now, to get my main bus's routing to this matrix, I would need to do that on my main bus page. So we can select my main bus 1, go and press home, and then down here, we can see the amount of feed that I have going to my main PA on my matrix. If this is off and turned down, all we would have to do is turn it on, and then we can simply raise this up to 0. And we can do the same thing on my vocal bus, which we can see it's already done, but I would simply turn it on and raise it up to 0. And now anything that you're sending from your channels to either of these main buses would then be going to your main PA on the matrix 1. Now, to take this farther, we need to then set up our channels to feed these. So I have my band bus and my vocal bus. So the first thing that I'm going to set is my vocals. So I'm going to go and select my vocal 1. I'm going to go to my main sends page. And then I am going to turn off main 1 and turn on main 2. And that's because I don't want my vocals going to my band bus. I only want my vocals going to my vocal bus. And so then I would select vocal 2 and do the same thing. Vocal 3 and vocal 4. I would then want to go verify that all of my band channels are on for my main 1. So we can go to my electric guitar, acoustic guitar, bass, keys, tracks, keys 2, and then my drums. And we can see that all of those are going to my main sends. So if I was to go now press play on my tracks that I have going, I would then have audio in both of these. So that's just my vocals. And that's just my Now, one really cool trick about this is if we want to, we can set up a master bus compressor on both the band bus and a master bus compressor on the vocal bus. So to do that, we can press select. We can then go to our dynamics section on this, and we can go and select from any of our dynamics models, in which case I have selected my Soul Bus Comp, which is an emulation of the SSL bus compressor. Now, I have also done the same thing on my vocal bus. Now, the great thing about this is set these attack and release times and ratios to the same thing on both of these buses. The next thing that we would want to do is we would want to set the threshold of our vocal bus 2 dB louder than the band bus. So it's now going to compress at -7 instead of -9. And my band bus is still going to be set to -9 on the threshold. Now, by doing this, this is going to make it so that your vocals will be 2 dB louder before they start getting into compression. And by doing this, this actually makes it so that your vocals always sit slightly higher than your band when it's getting into the loud portions of the song. So if I was to go back to the same marker that I was on and press play, now, if I was to take my vocal bus and threshold down to -9, it's just pushed us farther back. Now, obviously, I can take this so why would he fail now? But I always find that 2 dB is a great setting to have on your vocal bus and have it be 2 dB louder than the settings that you have on your compressor on the band bus. Now, the important part of this is that you do need to have the same settings for both of those buses. Now, the settings that I recommend for our mix bus compressors is an attack of either 10 or 30 milliseconds, our release at 200 milliseconds, or you can switch it over to auto, but also 100 milliseconds does really well as well. Our ratio should either be set to 3:1 or 4:1 for mix bus compression. And then I typically will leave my makeup gain at 0 on both of these. And then again, we set our vocal bus to be 2 dB louder than our band bus. Now, another way that we could set up a main send is, what if we wanted to have this be our subwoofer send? Well, we can go ahead and do that. So we can select our main 3, and we can go and give this a title of sub. And I'm going to give this a icon and a color. Now, if this is my bus 3, then I have this set up to be my subwoofers. I personally would then send it to a matrix to then feed my subwoofers. I'm going to select my matrix 3, and I'm going to title this to be subs and give it an icon and a color. So we can see that I have my main PA and my subs. Now, I would want to feed my main 3 to this matrix. So we can select main 3, go to our sends portion of the matrix, and then we can turn this on and turn this up to 0. Now, any of our channels that we want to have going into our subwoofer feed, we would want to send them. So for instance, I can select my bass, and I can go to my main sends page, and I can turn my subwoofer on this bass. Keys 1 and keys 2 also have subwoofer information. We also have my kick drum, my toms, and then if we have tracks that have subwoofer information, I would turn on my subs for that as well. Now, the very last thing that we would need to do is we would need to route our matrix to our subwoofer out. So I'm going to go to routing, and my local 3 out is going to be coming from my subwoofers. So I will go to matrix, I will select sub, and now we have this subwoofer sending to our local output 3. Now, any audio that I play will go out my band bus, my vocal bus, and my subwoofer if I choose to have it set up this way. So if I go back to my previous marker and press play, this is what's being sent to my subwoofers. Now, I hope this video was helpful for you today. If you do happen to have any questions, make sure to post those in the comments section down below. Also, if there's a video that you're hoping that I would make on the Behringer Wing or really any of the other products that are out there, please put your idea in the comments section down below, as I'm always reading through those comments to find videos that are going to be helpful for you. If you haven't already, make sure to check out my website at drewbrashler.com. Otherwise, have a great day.